Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to revise Unit 3 of Indian Penal Code. So the topic for discussion for this video is wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement. We'll briefly see the differences between these two different types of offenses and you will be able to understand the topic well. Now, it does not matter what question they are asking from your Unit 3. All of these are related to one single chapter only. So you can give one introduction that it deals with offenses relating to human body. You can mention the chapter and you can mention that these are the different types of offenses which are included in this particular chapter. So you can give a brief introduction with regard to that, saying that it is chapter 16 of the Indian Penal Code dealing with offences affecting human body, and wrongful restraint and wrongful confinement are also two different types of offences mentioned under there. Now, what is wrongful restraint? It is defined under section 339, and what is wrongful confinement is defined under section 340 of the Indian Penal Code. What is wrongful restraint? It is voluntarily obstructing a person from proceeding in any direction in which he has a right to proceed. That means you are wrongfully putting a restriction in my entry or in my movement towards a certain direction where I have a right to enter. That means if I am a stranger, I do not know you, that means I do not have a right to enter your property without your invitation or permission. But if I still want to enter your property and you are putting a restriction, that will not be wrongful restraint, right? Because I do not have a right to enter your property without your permission or without your invitation. So that will not be wrongful restraint. But what will be wrongful restraint? If there is a public park which is accessible to all public, including me, I want to enter there, but you are wrongfully restricting me from entering into that park. That means you are restricting me in my movement towards a certain direction, that is entering the park. But otherwise, I am free. Otherwise, wherever I want to go, whatever I want to do, I am free. Just that you are putting a restriction in a certain direction, right? My movement towards a certain direction. So that is wrongful restraint where a person is otherwise free, but there is a restriction towards movement only to a certain direction. Otherwise, I am free. I can go to any other park, any other place, wherever I want to. Now, what is wrongful confinement? It is defined under section 340 of the Indian Penal Code. Wrongful confinement means wrongfully restricting any person to prevent him from proceeding beyond some limits. That means you are putting a limit. It may be one single room, one single house, one single building. That means you are wrongfully confining me within that prescribed limit only, right? If you are locking me inside a house, that means you are restricting my movement beyond that particular house, beyond that particular room, or beyond that particular building where I am being confined, right? So in both the two cases, one thing that we should keep in mind is wrongful. That means there should not be a valid justification why it is being done, right? It will be wrongful restraint, both wrongful confinement. That means it is illegal, right? There is no proper justification why you are restricting my movement or why you are confining me in a certain limit, right? But still you are doing that. That is why it's wrongful and it's a crime under IPC. So you can remember the sections. It is section 339 that provides for the definition, and it is section 340 that defines what is wrongful confinement. Now, if you know the definitions, it will be easy for you to give illustrations and examples and then be able to explain it in your own words also. And also, I would highly suggest that you go through the Bare Act and you read the principle or you read the provision yourself once so that it becomes very clear as well, right? Apart from remembering this table, you can also read the Bare Act and try to remember the provision. Now, another thing that is very important is with regard to punishment. So punishment for wrongful restraint is up to 1 month of imprisonment or up to 500 rupees fine or both. And in case of wrongful confinement, it is up to 1 year of imprisonment, up to 1000 rupees fine or both. Why is it that for wrongful confinement we have a higher punishment? Because you are confining me within a certain limit, right? You are confining me inside a room or inside a house. Just imagine how difficult it would be for a person, right? During lockdown, how difficult was it for to keep ourselves inside the house, right? So that means it's a more severe crime. But even if you are restricted from entering a park, that would not matter much, right? Because you have other places to go. You are otherwise free. But in case of wrongful confinement, you are not free, right? You are basically restricted within a prescribed limit. That is the reason why we have a lesser punishment in case of wrongful restraint, but the punishment will increase in case of wrongful confinement. So that is the basic difference between these two types of crimes. In case there is a question with regard to this, you can give one introduction mentioning the chapter that talks about offenses affecting human body. Then you can mention what is wrongful restraint, what is the punishment. You can give illustrations or examples. And then you can mention what is wrongful confinement. Same way, illustrations, examples, and then punishment. Now, for wrongful confinement, again, we have different like variations with regard to punishment. That means, yeah, fine, you are confining a person inside a house, but what is the severity of that crime? For how many days are you confining the person? What is the purpose of confining the person? So based on all of those things, punishments may increase or decrease as well. All right, so that was the basic punishment for wrongful confinement. And then we have some other provisions, like 6 different sections which we have. In case you have time, you can remember these provisions. Otherwise, just remembering the basic provision and the punishment would be enough. So we'll quickly see what are these 6 different types of provisions that we have. First is wrongful confinement for 3 or more days. It is provided under section 343 that says that punishment will increase, right? It will increase up to 2 years of jail. For the basic one, it was like up to 1 year of imprisonment. Now it will increase if it is 3 or more than 3 days, or fine, or with both. In case wrongful confinement is for 10 or more days, then punishment will further increase to up to 3 years and with fine. That means your fine is not optional, fine will be included along with these 3 years of imprisonment. All right, so you should always be very careful with whether they are using or they are using and with regard to fine. Next is wrongful confinement of person whose liberation writ has been issued, right? So under a writ, maybe under section 30, under article 32, maybe in Supreme Court or 226 High Court also, right? Whether it's under a High Court or a Supreme Court has issued, right? Whether it is some High Court or the Supreme Court has issued a writ with regard to liberation of a person. That means this person should be allowed to move freely, right? There is no justification with regard to confinement of this person. Even after that, you are wrongfully confining that person, right? Even after court has issued a writ of liberation of that person, you have confined that person. In that case, what will happen is punishment will be 2 years of imprisonment plus any other imprisonment term that may be applicable in your case. All right, so what is any other term? Maybe you have confined that person for 10 or more days. In that case, this punishment will also be applicable, right? So depending on what other crimes you have committed, punishments will be added. But the basic minimum is that up to 2 years of imprisonment and any other punishment that may be applicable based on this particular chapter of IPC, it will also be applicable. Next is wrongful confinement in secret. And for that, punishment is up to 2 years of imprisonment plus, again, same, any other imprisonment term which may be there in this particular chapter of IPC. Next, wrongful confinement to extort property or restrain to illegal act. Here, punishment will increase up to 3 years with fine. Wrongful confinement to extort confession or compel restoration of property. Punishment again will be 3 years of imprisonment with fine. Now, it may be very difficult to try to remember all these 6 different provisions just before your exam. In case you cannot remember also, it's fine. You can mention that under IPC, there are again 6 different types of provisions that mentions different punishments or a higher degree of punishment with regard to wrongful confinement, depending on number of days the person was confined and the purpose or reason why the person was being confined. Right? So you can write like that also. It's completely fine if you cannot remember these 6 different provisions just 2 days before your exam. You can write like that also. And then finally, you can give a conclusion as to why wrongful restraint is a less severe crime as compared to wrongful confinement. And then you can conclude your answer accordingly. So if there is a question with regard to the differences between these two offenses also, you should be able to write by reading this particular chart. And in case not also, you will be able to explain whatever the question is. So your main focus would be to try to remember this particular chart. All right, wrongful restraint, wrongful confinement, sections, definition, and then punishment. For punishment, it's a different section that provides for the punishment for both these two different offenses. Right, so you can try to remember this part and just remember whatever question you are answering, start with a basic intro and end with a proper conclusion. So this basically is the provision from the verdict itself, right? So what is 339? What is 340? The exact provision. So you can download the verdict, go through the provision once so that it becomes very clear. There are illustrations as well that you can refer. So basic illustration, if I need to give you, I can say that a person was restricted from entering into a public park. And in this particular case, someone was confined inside a house or inside a room maybe. Right, so that is the basic difference between these two types of crimes. Thank you.